Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction and overview of in-text citations, and I found this really great resource on this website, and I will provide a hyperlink to the website for you all along with this recording and an announcement. So I really hope this recording is much shorter than the last one because I think you all can read about this, and I feel like this is pretty intuitive in terms of providing guidance here. So we'll jump right in. So over here on the left side, there's a ton of information here, so feel free to explore. But what I'll focus on is this in-text citation information. So up here at the top, you have kind of guidance on authors, publication date, page, paragraph, or heading, and then some question and answers that might also be questions that you have that are pretty, I was looking at them earlier, they're pretty foundational and I think might be beneficial. So this first one with authors correlates with the table I pointed out in my last recording, which is on page 177 of the APA manual. I think that that table is extremely helpful because it talks about how you cite something in text, whether it is just an in-text citation or a parenthetical in-text citation. So parenthetical are these like Bedford here. This is considered parenthetical citation. And so the other thing that's important to notice, the first time you mention having an in-text citation, you need to pay attention as well. It talks about, what to do if there's more than one author, how you cite it the first time, and then the second time you might be able to put et al. And so those are just some like kind of nitty-gritty things that are laid out in the table on page 177. And so definitely take some time to look at that and try to understand how that goes. Anyways, here's some very great examples about how to cite in text. Yeah, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to read this to you, but I just want you to take a look at all of these examples. I think it's very helpful. Okay, then what I also really liked about this source was this table at the very bottom of the screen here. I got to move my heading so oh, it's not letting me. There we go. So I can see this. Okay, here we go. So it's telling you up here what the original text said, and then it's showing you how the author, well, the writer, paraphrased the information from up here. Okay, so it kind of just lays out how you could do that. So paraphrasing is rewording what the original author had to say. Okay, and then providing a parenthetical citation after that. And so I just want you to note that whenever you're paraphrasing, it's very helpful to the reader if you include page numbers. And if you don't have page numbers, maybe it's a website or I should say a web page or some other kind of, a blog or whatever it is you're citing. Maybe there isn't page numbers, but there might be definite paragraphs. So you could put, instead of P period for page number, you could put para, P-A-R-A period, and then list which paragraph that information was from. Okay, then it shows here a quote, how that is handled with a in-text citation. So here you see it starts off here. Whoop, it's not letting me highlight it, so I'm just gonna hover here. Enthusiastic cross-Canada embrace. And so you see the quotation marks there, how it ends. And then notice there's no period here. You have the parenthetical citation, and then you have the period after the parentheses, okay? And here's another way to do it. So I don't want to confuse you. I say kind of pick one way and then go with it, but either way of citing this source is just fine. If you, sorry, I'm jumping ahead here. So I don't know if you noticed, so it says White and Prentice are the authors, right? And then here, White and Prentice again, it's the same quote, but here they do not have the year immediately following the author's names, and here they do have the year. So, and then they put the page number at the end. Here they put the year of publication, the page number, both at the end. And so honestly, you can do it either way. The important thing is that you have the author, the year of publication, and the page number. Okay? So APA is confusing, but there's a little bit of leniency in things like this. I mean, I shouldn't say it's confusing and strict, but there's some leniency in citing citations like this. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here. Then we have, information on publication date. Here's what to do if there is no date. Okay, so you put ND. Just different, here talks about two sources with the same author and the same date. Notice you have A and you have B. So definitely look at that information. And if you encounter that, you can pretty much Google anything, any situation you're in. I know that's one thing I do because sometimes it's quicker than trying to search the APA manual. And there's like really great resources like this website, and also Purdue OWL is also very, very good. So here it talks about, how some basic formatting, P for a single page, 2 P's for more than one page, commas. What if there's no page numbers? Here it talks about the paragraphs. And then here's that question and answer thing. The other thing I really wanted to talk with you about, lastly here, is this. So one thing that I noticed is that sometimes students list references or have reference citations on their reference pages, but I never saw an in-text citation for that reference. Or vice versa, maybe I saw a in-text citation that doesn't correlate with any of the reference citations on the reference pages. And so it's important that if you're using something and you want to put on your reference page, then you better cite it within the document and vice versa. So it should be like a one-to-one match. So if you have it on the reference page, you need to have at least one in-text citation correlating with it. And then, like I said, vice versa. If you have an in-text citation for an author, for a reference or a source, I better see a reference citation for that on the reference page. And so I thought this was just a good example pointing out how this one author, as they were writing, how they cited their sources, and then here's how it directly correlates to the reference page. Okay, so I'll put a link for this as well in that announcement. And so I hope that that resource that I shared with you, or am going to share with you, with the hyperlink, is very helpful to you all. And please keep the questions coming. If there's something specific you're wondering about, let me know. I am doing this pretty much daily on my own as I develop my dissertation for my doctoral degree. And so you might be wondering, why is she so focused on APA? Well, one thing is I've had to get good at it through my doctoral work, but also I know how, because I've been through the Master's in HIM program and I've worked with many students now, I know how important it is for you all to understand this, because you're going to need it when you get to your final paper. Okay, so trust me, if you get this down in this class, it'll be very beneficial for you going forward. And so please use me as a resource, and know that I'm here to help you any way I can. Lastly, I misspoke yesterday about there being a quiz due this weekend. I was thinking of my other course that I teach, and so please disregard that. There is an assignment next week, the second week of Unit 2, where you'll have to do some identification of the correct APA citation. And so it's not too intimidating, trust me, and there's tons of resources out there to help you with it. But I didn't want to get you all up in arms about, maybe wondering, where is this quiz she talked about? So you have to forgive me. I got my classes kind of mixed up. So with that, I'm going to end this recording, and like I said, let me know if you have any questions. All right, bye.